Go.
You're listening to the glorious House of Gainz podcast. Here's your host, Robert Frank. What's going on, everybody? This is Robert Frank, 615. Today is, someone help me out with the date. It's November 29th. It's not Hump Day, but if it was, and I am at the round table of testosterone, which is actually a square because we have a leaf in the middle of the table. To my right, we have hairline on fleek, Joey Bag of Donuts. What's going on, Joe?
What is up?
And to his right, we have host of This Week in Sports, the Pody, the man that steers the ship, Big Ant. What's up, Ant? To his right, we have someone who helped me out tremendously, and she's not going to be on camera, I don't think. She's a blow-up doll. Yeah, she's topless right now. And her name is Becky the Beginner Love Doll. She comes with 3 thrilling love holes: mouth, vagina, and asshole. Hi, Becky. How are you? And to her right, we have this staple, the jacked man with the permanent tan, Ray Worldwide. What's up, Ray?
Man, I'm feeling so good. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, like, dude, you're sitting next to a fucking blow-up doll right now. How does that make you feel? I just need to know that.
Well, I know where my finger's going to be for the rest of the show.
Whoa.
So I went earlier today. I gotta put this Jack Daniels away, guys. Earlier today, I went to YouTube and I went live for about 30 minutes. Did not expect to, but I was just trying to tell the bros and broettes that we do a podcast. We're doing a live stream at 8:30 tonight, and to come check us out. Now, only about 130 or 40 people were watching that live stream, and I know YouTube really kind of fucks me with the engagement and doesn't let people know that we have a live stream going. In fact, proof of that is Anthony, our producer of the year, the Pody. He put up an alert about 15 minutes ago that we were going live. Joey and Anthony, both at the same time, got an alert about 5 minutes ago that we were going live. So they have like a 10-minute delay. So YouTube constantly fucking me. It's all good. I'm used to it. Instagram does it. Facebook does it. YouTube does it now. The only platform that doesn't fuck me really is Twitter. What I do want to do, I want to read some podcast feedback from last week, and then we will address one comment that was left by someone. Joey, I think you actually wanted to chime in on this one.
Yeah, I have another review too I wanted to read.
Okay, cool. Give me a second while I go to my. Oh,
while
you know
you're
what? I
looking
went to
that
the
up,
wrong thing.
I'll just tell you that I was on my way here today. I got a DM, and I do not have the DM in front of me right now. But it was someone, I believe he's from Boston, and basically he was just saying he listens to the podcast because we kind of remind him of the crew he used to have before he moved away. He said he moved for his job and his family, and now he really doesn't have like a large group of friends where he's at right now. But he used to be able to lift and whatnot with that crew of friends, and now he's starting to get back into it, and he enjoys hearing some of the stories that we say, or stories that we tell about, just going to the gym and being able to stay in shape, especially as you keep getting older.
I feel like every bro has a group of bros that like all go to the gym together. So it's pretty cool that, people can relate to our stories, and every crew has a jacked man with a permanent tan. Every crew has a Joey Bag of Donuts. Maybe not the same names or same skin color or jackedness level, but every crew, I think, every person out there has a crew. So I got the podcast feedback. Actually, I wanted to save this one for last, but I'm going to read this one first. It was a 5-star review on iTunes. Let me repeat that. 5-star review. It says, I like all of Rob's other stuff, but honestly, this podcast is boring as hell. They don't stay on topic or talk about anything. It's just dudes bullshitting, trying to hold on to their 20s. If you like hearing about random dudes bullshitting about nothing, this is for you. Mind you, this was a 5-star review. I appreciate the 5 stars, but let's address this for a moment, okay? Yeah. This podcast is just to show you guys Well, the reason I started this is just to show you guys that there is a different side of me other than the bandana guy that you guys all love. Screaming about fucking bitches and, swole's a goal, size the prize. Yes, I do believe all those things, but there is another person besides him that lives inside me. Another reason to start this podcast was to introduce you to the bros that you see in a lot of my Instagram stories, a lot of my videos, your Ray Vegas's, Jimmy, Vinny Bag of Chips, Joey Bag of Donuts, all our guests that we have. It's to introduce you guys to them, let you get to know them a little bit better, so then when you see them in the videos, you're like, oh, that's Ray Vegas. That Ray Vegas, he does this, that, and like he's on the podcast. You know what I mean? So dudes holding on to their 20s. So let's address that real quick.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are trying to hold on to our fucking 20s, goddammit.
I have to make a
we do it good
about that, though.
Go ahead.
Because there's really, and I've made this argument for years, that there really is no such thing as holding on to any age. Because where are you describing what your 20s are supposed to be like, or what your 30s are supposed to be like? If you're going to go by like a traditional, if I was living in 1970, then maybe I get married at 23 and have kids, and I'm
Yep. I know where you're
that's
going.
Traditional. It's not like that anymore, number one. And number two, I'm not 40, so don't even talk to me like that. Rob's 40. Okay? I'm 30.
I'm 40, goddammit.
I'm 35. Vinny is 33. The difference between 33 and 40 would be the equivalent of 23 and 30. So if you're 23, you're still going to go to a college bar. You can get in there, no problem. If you go in at 30, you're probably that creepy guy in the corner. You don't belong going to a college bar. So to say 40 versus 33, that's a big difference to me.
Are you trying to insult me? I feel like you're like insulting me.
I'm
bro.
trying to say, no, well, back to my point of there really is no age in terms of how to live your life. There are certain things you shouldn't do at 40, like go to a college bar, which you don't.
Ray Vegas.
But in terms of, holding on to your 20s, we don't have children. We all do pretty well in life, either we went to school and got good jobs or whatever the case is. Everyone's living fine. So to say that we're holding on to our 20s, I don't really believe that's a thing. If you have children, then you need to grow up. You need to take care of your kids and do what you have to do. But we don't have kids, so we're going to do whatever we want.
And as an FYI, Rob, I was working on my thesis statement.
Yeah, no, I know what you were doing. Trust me, I know what you were doing. Another thing too. Listen, this is just to show you guys. I know I have a very most of my audience is younger. Most of them live between the ages of 18 and like 24. That's my biggest demographic. This is just to show you guys that as long as you remain, because this isn't 1970 anymore. Motherfuckers ain't getting married at 22, 23 years old. Most people are getting married into their mid-30s, late 30s, sometimes even early 40s. So this is just to show you that if you live the Jack Tan Juicy as Fuck lifestyle, you're in the gym 5 to 7 days a week, you're fucking shit up, you're taking all the steel supplements available at steelsub615.com, discount code RF10.
That was a shameless plug.
Cha-ching!
And Anthony's Cody's sleeping over there.
And if you, like I said, stay in the gym, you take your steel supplements, you do your drugs. Wait,
what?
I didn't just say that. That was a lie. That was just a joke. LOL. You have a life after 25. A lot of people think that 25 is like the cutoff age. Like, oh, dude, I'm not married. I don't have kids. I'm fucking like, dude, we're men. We're not women. Women at 25 start bugging out that they don't have kids. We can do whatever we want.
Dude, I'm living my best life. I'm traveling, working out. I mean, it's incredible. So no, I mean, me pushing 40, man, I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah,
man.
and me in my 40s, I've never like had the freedom I have. I've never made the money that I have, and I never have traveled like I have, meeting the people like I have. So, dude, fuck everybody who's like, yo, you're trying to hold on to your 20s. God damn it, I am holding on to my 20s. I'm 22 and a half. So, but thank you very much, though, for the 5-star review. That was very appreciated. This one comes in.
The last thing I wanted to point out about that was the purpose of the podcast is also to let people out there, like that DM that I got today. You know, there's a guy out there, and there's many people, because, again, these podcasts get a decent amount of listens. Yeah. So there are people out there that listen to the podcast, and are by themselves because they're not with their bros anymore. And simply listening to this either gives them those memories back, and then they're able to go to the gym and get the motivation they needed in the first place.
Very good point.
We're helping other people. There's no money. I mean, if anyone thinks money is made out of this, you're out of your mind, because money is lost every single week with this podcast.
Yeah.
Podcasts don't make money unless you're Joe Rogan. The only merch and stuff that gets plugged is Rob's stuff. So it's not like there's extra money coming in here. We do this for free, and we do it because we enjoy doing it. We like getting together with our bros, and then that helps other people listening. So to the guy who gave us 5 stars for the terrible review, we'll accept it. But that's our explanation, and we shouldn't even be feeding the trolls, but we are. So there you go.
This one comes in, and there's another one that kind of made a comment that I want to address too. But this one comes in from Ralphie, a.k.a. Rico, 5-star review, says, "This podcast is amazing, has good humor, and I like the interaction with the super chat." So the super chat, for those of you who don't know, if you're listening live right now on the live stream, you're probably typing comments and having interaction, because I'm not in the live feed right now. Maybe Pody might be in the live feed right now. But the super chat basically is a way that you could pay to make a comment. And you don't have to leave a large payment. I think the minimum is $1.99. But if you have a question, you have a comment, you have a concern, something that you definitely want addressed by the bros, you send a super chat, we stop the conversation, wherever we can, and we will address your question. There have been super chats that have been $2 donations. We've had super chats that have been, I think, $49.99 from loyal bros and broettes. That's really the only way that this podcast kind of makes any type of money in terms of, income. But anyway, let me just continue these reviews, because there's a couple more I want to read.
Kratom.
Yeah, no one's sitting around waiting for those either. It's not like we're like, can't go in tonight hoping we get $50. I mean, realistically.
Yeah, no, these are all just because you guys just, want to donate to the podcast and you appreciate what we do. And again, we don't make money for doing this. And there is a big social media influencer that said to me one time, he's like, dude, motherfuckers expect us to just keep pumping out content for free, but the minute you try to come out with a t-shirt, the minute you try to come out with your own supplement line, people are like, oh, you're a fucking sellout, you're just trying to make money off this. Motherfucker, we've been trying to entertain you for years. God damn it, if I come out with a $20 t-shirt, you better buy that shit.
Yeah, this is how you make your living. Pumping out content for your fans. So absolutely, man. People got to help support the cause, man.
All right, this one comes in from T-Group95. Wasn't into podcasts until I started listening to The Glorious House of Gainz. Now it gives me something to do during the day while deployed overseas. Keep up the good work, guys. This one is Rex1990. This podcast got me listening to podcasts in general. It's by far the more entertaining show out there. Thank you very much. This is the one that I wanted to address. This one says, it's a 3-star review, which is okay. I like the report card. That's why iTunes has a report card out there for you. You're not always going to get 5 stars. And I tell you guys, if you think we suck, give us 1 star, give us 2 stars. But if you like what we do, you appreciate the time, effort, and everything that we put into this, hook us up with 5 stars. I'd appreciate that. But this one says, okay content, but too many shoutouts, product promos, and reading their own reviews, which I'm doing right now. Hour-and-a-half podcast that could easily be cut to an hour. So let me address that by saying this. If it wasn't for the reviews that we're getting on iTunes, SoundCloud, any podcast platform, of people giving us a score, whether it's 5 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, 1 star, whatever, there wouldn't be a podcast. So us acknowledging the people that are enjoying the show or hating the show, I'm going to read that, goddammit.
But we don't read every one.
We don't read every one. There's almost 500 reviews on iTunes, hundreds on the other platforms. We read a couple a day. And yes, am I going to plug robertfrank615.com? Of course I am. Because that is my fucking merch, goddammit. Am I going to push steelsup615.com? You goddamn right, because that's how I make a fucking living. But anyways, so to address that, I just want to let you know that, we're going to keep reading podcast reviews. We keep it to about 3 to 5 per podcast, and it's just showing you guys appreciation for listening and hanging out with the bros. We do have a super chat that comes in from the Salon Guy. Thank you very much. Here's to you, bros, just showing support. Thank you so much, Salon Guy. Salon Guy actually is... one of Vinny Bag of Chips' buddies out in, I'm not going to say the town because Vinny's a sanitation worker there, and we don't want to blow up his spot, you know what I mean? But yeah, Salon Guy, big supporter of the podcast. He's got a very big YouTube channel of his own. I think he's about 500,000 subscribers, maybe more. Pretty big deal. So shout out to the Salon Guy. Thank you very much.
And he's got a couple videos that are up there in the millions too, right?
Yeah, no. The Salon Guy definitely is a big deal. So let me hop into this YouTube chat right now, live stream, see what's going on from the bros. And I did want to tell you guys, if you guys watched the YouTube video that I made recently, I think it was a couple days ago, on YouTube, I think I said that already, I'm just blown away. And I'm not going to harp on this too much, but this is just to show that I don't have the biggest following, I don't have the best engagement, I'm not the biggest name out there, but goddamn it, I have probably at the top of the most loyal fan base, following, fans, friends, supporters, whatever the fuck you want to call you guys are it. I said in the YouTube video that between Black Friday and the morning of Cyber Monday, between all of you bros and broettes who visited robertfrank615.com and steelsup615.com, you got... it's okay. We get a little cha-ching there.
Delayed cha-ching sound effect.
There was over $67,000 in sales between those 3.5 days. By the time Cyber Monday was over at 11:59 p.m. and 59 seconds hit, it was over $87,000 in sales. I can't thank you guys enough because... Can I get a round of applause for the bros and broettes that fucking... God damn it, like I said, there are people out there that have millions and millions of followers. They don't have the support that I do, so I really appreciate it. And I always say it's a combination of a really good product in terms of steel supplements. It's a combination of a very good product, shit that works, and a loyal fan base. That's the only reason that we got to that number in sales. So I just want to thank you guys again.
And also, please... Folks, remember, Rob does not make $87,000 off of those.
Yeah, no. $87,000 in sales. I mean, I probably only made about $60,000 off of that, but no, I'm just kidding. It's definitely not that.
You did good for yourself.
No, we did very well, and again, I can't thank you guys enough.
Just let everyone know, like the bro that I am. As soon as I saw that YouTube video, I immediately texted Rob and I said, "Are you done crying?"
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even have any kind of compassion for him.
Yeah, the Joe doesn't have a heart. He has a black heart.
In the video, he was like choking up.
Dude, I was choking up because I can't believe, dude. And I'm not gonna take too long on this,
don't cry now.
Yeah, no, dude. The love and support that I get from everybody. These sales, because I have the site that I have, the application, whatever the fuck it's called, the store online. I have a special alert. So when someone makes a purchase, I always get an alert. And my phone all day long was just one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And it was amazing. And I do want to give a big shout out to everybody who purchased on my store. But I want to give a special shout out to a guy by the name of Justin Wager from Texas. I forget what town he was from. But last night, with no discount code, no promo code, no Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale.
No Vaseline. Huh?
No Vaseline at all. He made a purchase of 7 fucking t-shirts all in one order for a total of $186, which is just, I'm blown away.
What shirts did he get?
He got, I think I can remember, he got Guido Pump, Chest Day Prayer, Grudolph the Red-Nosed Gainz Deer, Juicy AF Tank, Juicy AF V-Neck.
Holy, so you got a variety.
Sick fucking Pump, and one other, maybe Glorious House of Gainz.
All the same size?
All the same size. So I think one was a different size because we did run out of stock. Luckily, I believe he ordered extra large. Extra large, for some reason, I have a lot of those in stock. Your larges and your mediums and your double XLs, forget about it. Like, there's slim pickings right now until we restock. But thank you so much, Justin. That very, very kind of you. I know you're doing it to give Christmas presents away. I don't think all these T-shirts are for you, but I definitely appreciate it.
Well, that's if they're all the same size. That's why I'm wondering. Maybe they are for him.
Yeah, well, or maybe he just knows a bunch of extra large motherfuckers.
Hey,
man.
I'm an XL.
Maybe he got a shirt for you, Joe. He's going to send it to you. He's going to say, "Hey, let me get Joey Bag of Donuts' phone number."
You also got a purchase from Rockstar Booty, I believe, right?
Yeah. He actually posted that today on his Instagram page. Big shout out to again the guys like Too Many Shout Outs.
Listen, we like to credit people. Excuse me,
exactly.
and no one's giving us money or anything for it.
We're not getting paid for these shout outs.
We just want to say thank you to people. It's called being appreciative. If more people were like us, maybe the world would be a better place.
Exactly.
Maybe we would have more blow up dolls at the table.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Rockstar Booty, who made a purchase on my store last week and posted a picture today.
Retro Fitness,
Fairfield, New Jersey. Biggest retro fitness that I've ever been to. And definitely a good gym, a clean gym, tons of equipment.
Oasis.
And it is an absolute Rockstar Booty and Big Mike V. I hope you don't mind me saying this. Your gym is a certified Oasis.
We need a sound effect for that.
We do.
But who is in the picture that they posted? Do you know?
The one short girl was the photographer, I believe, when they did that cancer benefit for Linda. I don't know if you made that trip. Ray was with me Ray and Jimmy were with me for that trip. She was definitely there. I'm pretty sure she was either the videographer or the photographer. I don't know who the other girl is. Mike and Mike, I know who they are. But yeah, that was a cool ass picture. I think they had the emoji shirt, the Juicy AF, deep V-neck,
chest day
prayer, and Groot off the red-nosed Gainz deer. And again, for anyone out there interested and curious, and I'm getting a bunch of DMs about this broed off the red-nosed Gainz deer that one of the websites is posting. They have like an ugly Christmas sweater and a tank top and everything. Just so you guys know, I know we touched on this last week. 4 or 5 years ago, I was the first. I hate people that are like, I'm the first one that did this, I'm the first one that did that. But I am the first motherfucker to call a jacked-ass reindeer Grudolph, goddammit. So, yeah, they could take their ugly Christmas sweater and suck it, or whatever. Yeah, someone help me out.
Did you ever check to see if that was trademarked?
No.
Really, it doesn't matter if you were the first. If they have a trademark, you're fucked.
Yeah. Speaking of trademark, shout out to our attorney, Big Mike.
Yeah. Big Mike, can't wait for you to send us the bill.
Yeah, can't wait for you to send us another bill there, Big Mike.
I'm ready
Big Mike, is there a discount code that we can use?
Yeah, god damn it. Can we get a Cyber Monday code for you, Mike? Fuck. But no, I said it at the end of last week's podcast, so a lot of you guys that don't catch the whole live stream or listen to the whole podcast, we have some major fucking things in the works. 3 huge projects, all that require, or most of them require the assistance of an attorney, and Big Mike is helping us out.
We call it a necessary evil.
Yeah, because it really is.
But it is what it is, I guess.
Let's just try to keep it to a 5-figure maximum there, Big Mike. My bank account, yeah, we did good Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but god damn it, I spent so much money in the last week. It's not even funny.
And when you think about it, and a lot of people, and my brother who's not here tonight, who's a sanitation worker, could probably attest to this because he used to be an officer way back in the day inside of a prison. And he would always tell me that without a lawyer, he'd get some of these stories from some of the inmates, and without a lawyer, these people really can't properly defend themselves and end up getting put in jail for crimes that they probably didn't even commit. And now you know why when we get the bill from the attorney and we're like, sweet baby Jesus. I mean, not everyone's going to be able to afford these bills. And, that's part of the reason with the whole
public defender.
Yeah, but then you got to be careful.
Really shitty representation.
So, yeah. But anyway, we'll tell the story that happened this morning in maybe a year from now when we can. But something happened this morning that triggered us to do something, and it was almost like a sign from up above.
Oh, yes. That's a great fucking story.
But we'll tell this story when we can after everything is completed down the road. But that's a story that should be an epic one. But speaking of stories, when do you intend on getting this podcast kicked off with the story, the history, almost like tell the story of Christmas? Tonight we're going to tell the story.
We're going back into time.
Of Robert Frank.
Yeah, well, we do want to do that, and I definitely want to give that story because a lot of people are interested. I think it's a good story since we're a man short this week. Actually, we're really not a man short because we have the blow-up doll with the headset. Is there any way to get that on camera real quick just for the live stream? Yeah, Get her in there.
Get it into Ray's video.
There you go.
Whoa, you don't know what was in that hole. Be careful.
Dude, my dick was in there.
See, this guy.
Take that.
Earlier, I was thinking about like putting my finger near the mouth hole on that thing, and I was like, what if Rob was messing with this thing in the middle of the night?
And what did we tell MBJ for weeks?
Sticky.
Yeah, because I had Vaseline in it, and I was shoving my cock in it. We told MBJ. We have another one too. Yeah, we have a inflatable wife.
Why is ass eating acceptable in 2018? Why is it like the big thing and every meme is ass eating?
Yeah, I don't know.
Big shouts to all the ass eaters out there.
I don't know how anyone could do anything with those things because I mean it's literally a blow up doll.
Dude, that shit cut my dick. I tried. I just wanted to see what it felt like, and I stuck my dick in the mouth hole. I put some Vaseline in there, and those edges are so fucking sharp.
Here's the thing. I
have like a cut on my penis.
I hope you're kidding because we just watched Ray try to kiss it.
That's what I'm saying. I had my penis in it.
Oh my!
That's
God.
Disgusting. So listen. Speaking of blow up dolls and speaking of chicks, we're going to switch the order of this week's episode just because we do have a story to tell, and we don't really know how long it's going to take. But we do want to get 2 segments out of the way. First segment is the Mr. Triceps Pet Peeve of the Week, which is going to be taken over by Joey Bag of Donuts this week. Joey, do you have a pet peeve?
Yeah, sure I do. Did you ever have a friend who just thinks he's going to be more jacked than you? And then at the end of the road, you find out that he's going to be more jacked than you, Jimmy, because you ain't got shit on me. I'm going to be jacked, I'm going to be tan, and I'm going to be juicier than you ever will be. You have hit your peak. I am climbing. I got a couple comments tonight that my chest is popping.
Tell him.
As Rob would say, I think it's something like chest popping, panties dropping. Either way, I'm coming for you. I've been going to the gym every single day. I'm going to Iceland tomorrow. Guess what I'm going to do when the plane lands? I'm going to lift up icicles and curl them until my biceps are so huge I can go to the hotel and go take a nap just to go back to the gym again.
And he won't be eating Hostess cakes, Jimmy.
Yeah. Damn. See, your diet is not in check. And I have a couple years on you in terms of the other way. So I'm
muscle maturity.
I'm younger than you are. So
no, Jimmy has muscle maturity. You have just the youth.
Yeah, I have the youth factor.
Okay.
And I have genetics. I'm a genetic freak, baby. Either way, you're donezo. That's my pet peeve.
Wow.
You're my pet peeve.
I have a pet peeve.
Oh, Ray Vegas. Damn, is this a first? Ray Vegas. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Ray Vegas's pet peeve of the week.
When your friends have to catch a predator blow up dolls. Jim Henson. Can you guys see the titties on this thing?
It's actually, this reminds me of Madonna.
Oh, there goes my headphones and the other blow up doll.
The Madonna bra she wore at like the VMAs.
This is the To Catch a Predator blow up doll edition. How tall is she?
I think she's like 3 foot.
Dude, the only reason he's getting weird on these things.
Yeah, he's really getting weird. No, dude, it's nothing weirder than what I was doing with him.
All right, moving on. Let's get to the baddie with a fatty.
Moving on.
It's the kratom. I'm sorry. It's the kratom. I'm sorry.
All right, so everybody out there, you guys know, if you don't know, and if you're new to the podcast, which a lot of people are, each and every week tune in, we do a little segment which is called Baddie with a Fatty of the Week. And that is where bros and broettes on Instagram head over to Ray Vegas's Instagram DM. They slide in with a bunch of lube, and they slide into his DM and say, hey, Ray, I think blank should be nominated for Baddie with the Fatty of the Week. So, this week, Ray Vegas has a new Baddie with a Fatty. Am I correct?
We do.
Okay, so let's get this kicked off properly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the moment you've all been waiting for. Ray Vegas's Baddie with a Fatty of the Week.
Let's hear it. Hit the music.
Yeah. Take that.
Right there.
What's good? What's good, Ray? Who you got for us this week? And again, for those bros and broettes out there that don't know, we're only taking entries for females that are both pretty in the face and pretty in the waist and just have big ass donks. And also they have to have under 100,000 followers. We ain't trying to shout out no big booty bitches that have 20 million followers because everybody already whacked off to them. Anyways, go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, so big shouts to the bros that always send me the baddies that have, 1 million followers, 500,000. Those girls are already recognized. We like to appreciate the newfound talent. So, didn't get a whole lot of submissions this week, but the two that I got, it was kind of close. But this week's winner is going to be Lily Pearson Fit. Instagram handle is LILLYPEARSONFIT. So Lily Pearson Fit, you are this week's Ray Vegas' Baddie with a Fatty of the Week. You now have
48 hours from the moment this podcast airs to reach out to one of the bros and let them know. No, somebody besides me, because I'll never see it, but someone else, either Ray or Joey or Vinny or Jimmy or Pody, reach out to one of them and let them know that, hey, I heard I was this week's Baddie with a Fatty of the Week. I want my fucking Baddie with a Fatty female racerback stringer, which is only available at robertfrank615.com. And I will give you that for free just because you were nominated.
And also, we may actually begin a Baddie with a Fatty Hall of Fame this week if we get the submission. So, Lily, if you reach out to us, you may actually begin the process of us starting the Baddie with a Fatty page.
Okay, and this, just because I heard the name, I didn't see the name, she has about close to 4,000 followers, right?
She's a little one, yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking out some. Yeah, she definitely gets it.
Oh, I like
okay.
it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Lily. Yeah, you're definitely a qualified Baddie with a Fatty. I co-sign that. Joey Bag of Donuts co-signs that, and the reason I know that is because he has a bottle of olive oil under the table, and he's spanking it.
No, I'm not.
So now that we got all these segments out of the way, well, actually, let's just talk about your weight, Joe. How you doing with the gym? I know you've been going 21 days. You made a habit. Blah,
yeah, I
blah,
just
blah.
mentioned it a little while ago. We're over a month at this point. I go every day. Most of the weeks I go 7 days a week. Otherwise, it's 6 days a week. I don't skip 2 days in a row. Rob's the one who told me once you skip 2 days in a row, it's going to end up becoming a habit in the reverse way, where you're going to stop going to the gym. So I know most, I guess, people in the fitness community probably recommend going to the gym 5 days a week, but to me, it's got to be 6, and if I go 7, I go 7. Diet, still, diet's going to be the hardest thing for me, and I'm sure it is for most people, but I cannot manage to eat properly. Again, I'm not going to get fast food every week, nothing like that. I did eat a half of Domino's pizza pie before I came here. I got ham and mushrooms on it.
How do you do that?
Because I was hungry. I'm going to Iceland tomorrow, and I needed food before I came here, so I had a delivery guy bring me a whole pie. I ate half of it, and I came over here. Other than that, the diet is just not going to happen until it's really crunch time. But going to the gym, I looked in the mirror today at myself. I haven't gotten on a scale in at least a week, so I don't really know what that looks like. Mm-hmm. But I do feel much better. Looking in the mirror, I do know I could tell a difference. I can. So going to the gym does help. It really does. And just going to keep doing it. I've been lifting heavier and heavier. I started going by myself on some nights of the week just because it's more motivating when I'm alone and I have just a headset on, or headphones, I should say, and I'm just able to lift a lot heavier than when I'm with Rob and we're just bullshitting. I end up, lifting not nearly as much. So I would suggest if you're someone...
for the record, I'm always pushing this dude too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, put another plate on. Put more weight on. My shoulder.
Here's the problem when you're lifting with a gym partner, especially someone who's a lot stronger than you are. When I throw, let's say a chest machine, incline, right? He's throwing on 2 plates to start. I can't lift 2 plates until I'm on my max set. So what am I doing? I'm removing a whole plate, and now I'm only doing half of what he's doing. And then when I suggest I'm going to do just another quarter on there, he starts yelling at me, "You're not going to do another quarter. You don't count in quarters. You count in plates. 45s only."
You don't make change.
What the fuck is a quarter? You don't make change on a fucking machine.
Okay.
I don't even know. Let me tell you something. I don't even know why 25s, 10s, 5s, and 2.5s and 35s even exist.
I'll tell you why.
It's either a plate or nothing. All these motherfuckers. Let me rant for a minute because I got a pet peeve, and I do want to address your comment. James Massey has an Arnold 2019 comment that he left in the live stream. I definitely want to address that, and I do see you, Jane Garrison. Hello. She said, "Ray, don't finger the blow up doll." Here's the thing. Okay. How do I say this? Because I don't want to offend any powerlifters. Like, powerlifters are part of the community. They're cool bros, right? But why do I have to see a motherfucker do 405 on a deadlift or a bench press or a squat? 405, I believe, would be 4 plates on each side. 4 45s on each side of a bar would make up 405.
Yeah, 360 plus.
Why the next week or 2 weeks later do I got to see this motherfucker, new PR, guys, and they just have the 4 plates on each side and a 10. They just add a fucking 10. What is that? Get the fuck out of here.
Because, dude, you can't up things
by
90
fuck
pounds.
that. But who gives a fuck? Nobody wants to see your fucking 405 to now 425 PR. Like, don't come back to me until you're at 495. Okay, would be another fucking plate on each side.
If you can't get up, if you're
well, if you can't get it up, you should go to steelsub615.com and get hard AF.
Yeah. All right. No, here's my question. If you're maxed out on your 405 deadlift, or for me, for example, doing 45 on each side for like a chest incline machine, I can't just throw on another 45 and double the weight. It's painful. I cannot even get it up.
Let me tell you something. If you're putting anything other than a 45 on a bar, you're a fucking pussy.
Okay, but how do you suggest me getting to that?
Just put another fucking plate, and you do it until you can't do it anymore. Use a fucking spot. I don't give a fuck how you get it up. So get it up.
So you're telling me I do 3 sets of 10 with 45 on there each time. I want to do a 4th set. You tell me throw a 45 on there and just go for it?
Yes.
Okay, now,
fucking go for it.
Now here's no, because this is a serious question because I'm a new gym guy, right?
Joe, you just don't work out with him. That's
yeah, this is why I can't always work out with him because there's no improvement. I'm just doing 45s each week. I get 1 up with 2 45s on each side. Are you saying that every week I just keep doing the 1 until I get to 2?
Yes. Or you put 2 on there and you just do it. You just fucking push it up. It's all a fucking mental thing with you. I don't know why, you're a lot stronger than you think you are. And I guarantee you, every bro and broette that's in this live stream right now, and every bro and broette that's listening to the podcast right now, you're a lot stronger than you think you are. But you're fucking brainwashed by the plates. You're brainwashed by the number. Just fucking throw another plate on there, and I guarantee you can do it.
Do we have any disclaimer to play for bros that freaking dropping bars on?
I get what he's saying because when I go to
dude, I don't give a fuck because if you die in the gym, at least you died an honorable death. Like if the bar drops on your neck, if you just did a fucking PR, that's the corniest fucking word or term I've ever heard in my life. All of you with your PRs and personal records, and some motherfucker today asked me, and I don't want to make fun of him or anything, but he asked me a question like, dude, do you think it's smart to go for a PR after a deload week? Are you speaking fucking Chinese, bro? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What does that even mean?
I also
go to the gym, do 15 reps of fucking everything, get a sick fucking pump, leave juicy as fuck, possibly go tanning before you fucking leave the gym because you know your ass is fucking pale. Grab an Isopure, just because Steel Supplements doesn't have RTDs available yet. Grab an Isopure, go in your car, play on your phone for a half hour, and go the fuck home. Fuck all this PR shit. I gotta do a personal record. I watch this guy's YouTube channel. All he talks about is PRs and one-time rep max, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. If you ain't doing 15 reps of something, you're a fucking pussy.
You know, the sad part is he's being serious. For any of you
Dead
listening and
serious.
you think he's like just this is a character, I deal with this shit every day. He really thinks this is how it's supposed to be. And you know, he has a point where if you don't push yourself, you know, you really never will grow. So I guess I could try. I guess I'll say on my max sets when I'm like finishing off, I'll just throw a 45 on there and just see how many I can get. Because he doesn't approve of me doing anything other than 45 plates.
And this is why we stay hurt, folks.
Yeah. This is why we're all injured. But god damn it, I'm going to be injured doing it the way I want to do it, not some fucking fugazi way.
And the tanning thing, I mean, if you saw how many times I scream at him, we'll be going to the gym. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Why? I'm going tanning. I'm like, bro, not again. Like, what are you doing?
Dude, 21 days to form a habit. I've tanned 18 days in a row. I have 3 more days, and
disturbing.
then it's actually a habit.
Like,
Rob's skin looks like shoe leather.
I look like shoe leather right
dude,
now.
I'm sitting next to him, and he literally smells like a tanning bed.
Yes,
he smells like burned
No,
skin.
I farted. Dude, that's what you're smelling.
No, that ain't it. Because that would smell like gasoline probably. You stink like the lotion they put on when you go on those tanning beds.
Well, thank you.
See, that's the sad part.
You would think that they lived in California with the color of his skin.
Yeah, listen, that is not an insult to me. We met a bro. We were at, I think, the Woodbridge Retro a few weeks ago, and this dude came up to me. Was like, yo, are you Robert Frank? Oh, my God, like, I love your videos. You're so funny, blah, blah, blah. And he asked me, he goes, you're looking a lot darker than usual. And I'm like, thank you, bro. Bro, to me, telling me my skin color being dark because I'm tan from the waist up and black from the waist down. I've been honorary black man since 1998. Telling me how dark I am or how jacked I look is like, dude, I want to bang you. I don't care if you're male, female, alien,
You gotta
animal.
that
I don't
dark
care.
skin tone so you can hang out with me in certain places.
Yeah. Let me just give a couple shout outs to the live stream real quick because I see a couple people in here chatting it up. Jane Garrison, like I said, big shout out. Nino is in the building. Zach G, AB, Marina Santiago, who I see in the live stream quite a few times. Thank you for joining us, Marina.
What up, Nino?
Who else do we have here? There's only a couple of them that are actually. We got Anthony Lee in the house. That one was hidden by our moderator, so we won't give him a shout out. But anyways, I appreciate you guys hanging out in the live stream. We're trying to build this up to a couple hundred. I'd love to have a couple hundred people in here when we go live. Maybe we're going too late. Maybe people just don't give a fuck. Maybe people enjoy listening to podcasts like driving to work on their own
like
time.
the way they're supposed to be listened to.
Yeah.
Are we going to start the show?
Yeah,
We didn't even start the show yet.
This is part of the review problem that one guy left where he goes, they don't really have a format. No, we don't. And we don't have a format for a reason because that's not what the podcast was for. Again, we made the podcast, which is why we don't often have guests. And trust me, a lot of people ask to be on it and we just never get it done. The podcast is more just a once-a-week meetup where we're able to discuss what's been going on and we make it relatable for people. And we don't like sit before this and kind of have any kind of planning or anything. We just wing it. So that might be where some of the unorganization is coming from. But anyway, let's get to the history of Robert Frank 615.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, people click the subscribe button or the follow button because they found me on World Star, they found me on 9gag, or someone tagged them in a video, and it's usually the car rage videos where I have a bandana and I'm screaming about shit. But that really only started in like 2016, July of 2016. In fact, was the Pokemon Go Fuck Yourself video, which turned the channels from pretty much zero to hero. Not saying zero because I had about 20,000 here, 10,000 there, which is still a big number, a lot more than most people. But again, a lot of people aren't content creators. I was a content creator pumping out videos multiple times a week to get like 3 new subscribers a week, 8 new subscribers a week.
Too. You were excited,
dude, and I used to be so happy. Now, if I don't get like at least 100 new subscribers a day, I'm like, yo, it's over, man. This fucking sucks. But anyways,
the old saying used to be, 100 likes in 1 hour.
Yeah.
If you couldn't get 100 likes in an hour, then it sucked.
Now on Instagram, if my posts don't get 1,000 likes a minute, I delete it. I'm like, oh, this one sucks.
And then before the 100 likes in an hour, it used to be get out of the single names, the likes. So it used to be if you had under 10 likes on a thing, it would show the name of each person who liked your liked your photo.
Yeah.
So always wanted to just get to 10 likes, so it said 10.
Yeah. That was a big thing, man. That was back when Instagram first started. So let me just rewind a little bit, and let me just first and foremost go over how I met all the bros. My oldest friend to this day has been, and I think we met when I was maybe 10 and he was 9, or I was 9 and he was 8 because I'm a year older than him. The jacked man with the permanent tan himself, Ray Vegas. We met, fucking back in the 80s sometime. And he's been my oldest bro. We lived in the same apartment complex back in the day. Some poor-ass motherfuckers just living in Barrett Gardens, you know what I mean? And we've been best friends ever since.
Not always.
Well, we had one big fight. And that's because you hit
you.
Yeah, well, you did hate me. And then you threw a rock at my head. Fucking bastard. I was on a swing set, and this motherfucker just came in like stone cold with a fucking like brick in his hand, and he chucked it at me.
Hit you right in the face.
Dude, right between the fucking eyes. He couldn't have aimed better. And like my grandfather was there too, like while he did it. And I was like ran after him, he ran away. We would have, back in the day, I don't know if you bros and broettes still have this to this day, but there would be like staged fights. Like, all right, Friday, Rasheen or Ray and Rob are going to fight. And we'll be next to the park and, all right, here's the rules. You can't punch me in the face. Okay, all right, fine. You're not allowed to, like, grab my dick. Okay, fine. But anything else goes. And me and him, we would fight, like, every single fucking week. And not, like, fake fight. Like, we would real fight. But we would always obey the rules. Like, we were like MMA back in 1982. Like, just no punching in the face. And I think he got the better of me a lot of the times in terms of kicking my ass, just because I was a little puny-ass white boy, and, Ray Vegas has always been jacked man with a permanent tan. So, do you have anything to add to that, Ray?
No, I used to hate you, and somehow over the years, man, as we grew older...
I also used to lie about the toys that I had. I used to always tell people that, like, at my grandma's house, I had, like, some secret G.I. Joe figure that nobody else had, and motherfuckers used to call me out on it back in the day. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's before you could Google it and figure out
that's before I could Google that things really didn't exist. So that was Ray Vegas. The next person that I met is not with us tonight, and that's Jimmy Triceps. Jimmy I met probably around 1993, 94 maybe. This is before we were able to drive and shit like that. We'd ride bikes. He lived in the town right next to me. Somehow, some way, our crews, we live like on the borderline of a town. And our crews kind of like mingled somehow. Maybe it was a basketball game. I don't know how it happened. Like a little pickup neighborhood basketball game.
We used to compete against different towns.
Yeah. So we lived in an apartment complex, and they lived like in an apartment complex. Not all of them, but some lived in houses, but hung out in an apartment complex. And anyway, long story short, met Jimmy, and me and Jimmy instantly clicked way back when, and then maybe friends for 2-3 years, and then didn't talk to him for like 20 years. And then catch up to like 2017, mid-2017, we caught back up, and he instantly just became part of the crew. So that's how I met Jimmy. Vinny Bag of Chips, who's also not with us tonight. Let me go over that really quickly. Vinny Bag of Chips, who is our resident sanitation worker, taking out the trash in good old Central Jersey. He went to the same gym as me, and this was back in the early 2000s, I would say. I was still working for Local 863. I was a Teamster. I was riding a forklift, and every day on my lunch hour, I would go to the gym. And he ended up going to the gym at that time. We never really talked. Maybe hi and goodbye, like a nod, because he had his headphones on. I had my headphones on. But we would always like make, small talk here and there. And it really didn't, until like maybe the 2011, 2012, when I got laid off from the union. And Local 863 Teamsters, when I started working at the gym, is when we became friends. So I would say I've been close with Vinny since probably 2011, 2012. And we used to go out every Tuesday night to a local bar that we still go to this day. And Vin's been a good friend of mine. Brings me now to Joey Bag of Donuts. Joey, do you remember how we met?
I'm going to say it was late 2011, early 2012.
Yeah.
I know that because it was before you had Instagram, and you had Instagram in 2012. Because I used to tell you at the gym when we were lifting together, you need to get Instagram, you need to get on social media, because he was freshly single. He had just lost his job at the time, and I had said, you need to get out there, be more vocal, get on Instagram. And he's like, I'm not really like that. I don't really want to share my life now. Look at him, he's got fucking 2 million followers. But I do remember what happened was Vin used to say that he thought you were from London or something.
Because I used to wear a hoodie that had the British, it was a Guess hoodie that I bought at Macy's for $49.99, and it had the London flag on it, the English. What do you call it? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
So,
he thought I was
British.
British.
If I'm correct or not, but I remember as being head. I don't know what the technical name would be, but I was the head member of what I called the PRC, the Party Rock Crew.
Oh yes, I was inducted into that.
And Rob wanted to go out, and he, like I said, he was single and just trying to get out there and whatnot. And we were very cautious of who we let into the crew. And again, I'm sure you all have your own nicknames for your own little gangs, whatever you want to call yourselves, your group of friends. But it's not like we went around advertising it. We didn't go around and make signs. But
Union Jack. Thank you, Nabil, in the live stream right now. It's the Union Jack that I had on my sweatshirt.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
wow, they called out a shirt from 2011.
Well, it's
probably a symbol in the country.
It's a symbol.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I told Rob, if you want to come out with us, I'll give you a test run and you can come out with us, because we didn't really like letting other people come out with us, just because of the things the nature of what we would do. We would actually go pretty hard, and we didn't really want gossip getting out there of what was going on. Years later, now you kind of find out why. I see some of this sketchy stuff my brother does.
And we ain't talking about the pony, ladies and gentlemen.
Vinny Bag of Chips is quite the wild guy. So anyway, we never really wanted new people coming in, because you never know who was a rat. So anyway, I told Rob, you can come out, let's see what happens. And he came out a couple times, and he could hang, and he had a good time. The problem always would be, once one of our friends who we induct in, once they got a girlfriend, it was a wrap. They disappeared off the face of the earth. It was we felt like whores, you used us and then you just took off.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, we helped you get through your single phase, and then you disappear. Well, with Rob, he just stuck around. He never went away, and he did get a girlfriend. He started dating MBJ and never left, and continues to this day to still be able to hang. And you need that as you get older. Once the guy was making fun of us earlier about hanging on in your 20s, listen, as you get older, you're going to start finding some of your friends who are in your 30s and 40s and 50s who end up getting divorced and finding themselves in a really shitty place.
Yep.
And they're all alone. And what do? Who do they turn to? Well, guess what? If you had that crew of friends throughout the getting married and having the kids, and you never really left those guys, and you still kept in touch with them, and even once a month went out to dinner with them or whatever, when you became single, they're going to take you in and help you get back on your feet. Otherwise, what do? Now you're by yourself, and now
you turn your back, because there's bros, man, who get booed up and you never see them again. You don't hear from them. They don't shout you out. It's wild. So, me being a guy that's, I have no kids. I'm not married. I'm almost 40. But you know what? I still have a very tight-knit group of guys that I hang with. But some of the guys that have been married and they're divorced and they got kids, they're looking to hang out again. And it's come on, bro. You've been throwing shade for years. Now you don't want to come and hang out.
You don't want to take them in now, so don't be that guy. Because Rob and I are married now. Yet, we still go out. Because, again, I don't want to find myself at 55 years old. Again, that's 20 years out from now, but I can see it happening because I've been watching it happening to people who are now in their mid-30s, and they end up finding themselves in those dark places. So,
and let me tell you something. We went out, I don't know how much we touched on it, but we went out on Thanksgiving Eve, and ran into a couple people that, you know, Thanksgiving Eve, usually your local hometown bars or clubs or wherever, it's almost like a high school reunion, no matter how old you are, whether you're 21, 25, 30, 40, 50, everybody kind of like congregates to the local bar, and we did, somehow, some way, we ended up at like our local bar, and we would see these people that we went to high school with. And now they are, you know, same age as us, obviously, but they have 2 kids. They're 3 kids, 4 kids. They're on their 3rd wife. They're all fucking beat up in the face. They're not jacked. They're not tan. They're not juicy as fuck. They just look like fucking shit, and they're fucking miserable.
Yeah, life beats you down.
Dude, life beats people down, man. So that's why we always try to preach, guys. Like, yeah, we might be older than you guys. I know our audience is a lot younger. But we preach to you guys, dude, stay in the fucking gym, take care of yourself, and life will never be over. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be 65 years old at the fucking bar, and I definitely, 100%, if I wasn't married, be able to bang a 21-year-old, even at 65.
Just don't lose sight of who you are, man. Getting married shouldn't change who you are. I'm not saying to go out and party every week, but don't... What are you laughing at over there?
I just read in the live stream, someone said, I like Joe. He has a nice white voice. Oh, boy. Okay, Joe.
All right, well, anyway, so in terms of how I met Rob, Rob, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think we met, like I said, around the same time that I met Vin. I think I definitely met Vin first because you and I didn't start hanging out. But once we started doing the videos in 2000, I guess it was 2014, the original crew of video creators, people that would be in the videos, was Ray Vegas, Joey Bag of Donuts, and MBJ.
Ray Vegas was not Ray Vegas at the time.
No.
It was Shane No Gainz.
Shane No Gainz.
And man, he was skinny if you look back at some of those videos.
Because he was doing CrossFit, that's why.
No, I wasn't doing anything.
He was the ultimate CrossFitter. Shane No Gainz.
I was jogging.
Yeah, you were doing something. I think you were doing coke. You were like 140 pounds. But anyways.
160.
160. But at what, 5'10", 5'10 and a half, 5'11", whatever you are, 6 foot, whatever.
Yeah,
anyways, so yeah, we started doing these videos, and I've said this, you guys probably have listened to a bunch of different interviews that I've done, or other podcasts, or even us talking about it. We would do videos, write scripts, and spend hours and hours and hours, multiple locations, drive here to do a clip, drive there to do a clip. And at the end of the day, the video got 40 views on YouTube, 40 views on Instagram, 5 views on Facebook. And people that were around us is like, yo, why are you guys putting so much strength and energy and time and effort into these videos? Nobody's watching them. They're like, why are you doing all this? Oh, what are you doing this weekend? No, we didn't care because it was fun to us.
I used to get made fun of so badly, especially by Vinny Bag of Chips, who's not here tonight. And some of my other friends, I used to get made fun of, even by my own wife, who still to this day makes fun of me. And you're talking about we're traveling all over the world, and she's like, you're a loser.
Yeah.
And that brings me to another point, guys. If you and your wife tell each other you're best friends, get out of my face, because you are not best friends with your wife or your husband. You're not best friends, okay? So don't say that. Your friends are your friends. Your wife, that's a relationship. So please don't get those two confused, because at the end of the day, if you had a real secret, you're not telling your wife or husband.
Yeah,
you're
you ain't banging your friends.
All right, so get out of here with that. And I've been with my wife for 14 years, so don't tell me that I don't know anything. But you're not best friends, so get out of here with that. So, what the hell was I just saying?
He went off on a rant. We were just saying how people would make fun of us for making videos.
We would all get made fun of. And we did it at a small local gym. And at the time, the gym, actually, the owner, I think they were kicked out of the gym, right?
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours...
No. We started doing the videos once our friend owned the gym.
Okay, yeah. So a friend of ours, shout out to you. Can we give her name out there?
Go ahead.
Shout out Jeanette. You know who you are. Call me. Listen, anyway, so she owns the shopping complex of this gym that we would go to. So when there was no owner in there, we kind of could do whatever we wanted. And that's really where the videos started, because we had the freedom to pretty much do whatever we wanted in this gym. And no, we did not destroy the equipment or anything like that, but...
We basically destroyed the equipment, to be honest.
There was a guy, his name was Morning Mike, we used to call him. Everyone had a name in the gym.
Mike.
Rob would make such a mess with like the chalk when we do videos that this guy would come in the morning and have to sweep up like the chalk everywhere, and he was livid.
It got to the point I was leaving him love notes in chalk on the floor, so he would have to mop it up. I'd be like, "Hey, Mike."
Do you remember when you gave him the cinnamon challenge?
Yeah, we did a cinnamon challenge video. Listen, if you guys scroll back, so I don't even know what's really even on my Instagram anymore. But if you go to my Instagram and you go all the way down, I have said this, and I'm actually proud of this. I posted and uploaded a new video every single night. Not taking Sundays off or Saturdays, every single night, 7 days a week for a year and a half straight. My creative was like unbelievable. My brain was just always thinking.
And it was almost always making fun of CrossFit.
It was always making fun of CrossFit or making fun of Planet Fitness or making fun of like silly like gym pet peeves that I had.
Or you were pretty good with animation, where you would do a drawing and then like you would punch it and it would turn to life.
Yeah.
That was when Instagram only had 15 seconds and you could do it in like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with some of the videos way back in the day.
Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with Rob's content, only the newer stuff, you should actually take a trip down memory lane and scroll towards the bottom of his Instagram feed and check out some of the earlier videos. They're actually pretty genius.
And he used to troll other people who he's now friends with.
Yeah, me and actually Joey Swole, we had a problem at one time. But I know a lot of people don't like Joey Swole for whatever reason. But let me tell you something, and I said this on a previous podcast. When I met Joey at Dan's house back in September, this dude couldn't have treated me any fucking better. He basically ran across the room and picked me up like a child. Because if you guys don't know, the pictures and the videos that you see of Joey Swole, that's how he looks in real life. This motherfucker's jacked out of his mind. And he picked me up like a little kid, and he was like, "Robert, oh my God." I was like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't drop me on my head. But yeah, so me and Joey had a problem. There were problems with other social media people. And, but
Mr. Muscle.
Who's that? Oh, Cali Muscle. Yep, Cali Muscle and myself, we had beef. We've patched that up over the years, which is good.
There was a trainer or a physical guy we met in Ohio. There's a guy you had Jerry something?
Oh, Jerry Ward. Yeah, me and Jerry Ward had a problem. But over the years, you patch shit up because you realize that you're being immature. And I get it. When you're starting out and you're starting to be an influencer or content creator, you want to get views. You want to get likes. You want to get shares. You want to get comments. And what do? You got to pull some kind of like controversial shit. You got to call somebody out. You got to make fun of somebody. You got to do something. Instead of just relying on your natural talent and like, you always have to get somebody else involved, hoping they respond.
It's like a rapper going after like one of the higher rappers.
Yeah, which is why now, if people try to troll me, like there are people out there that try to make videos about me, like, making fun of me. I don't even watch them. I don't even address them because that's what they want.
Yeah, because there has been other people. Even recently, we did that thing at the gym with the guy who initially we thought we had a problem with, but we didn't.
Yeah. And again, I don't want to bring him up because, we are cool and we never really had a problem. But again, people make videos online, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. They make videos to get views. I love when people say, "Oh, this motherfucker's just trying to get views." No shit. That's why we're online making videos, because we're trying to get views.
And that's why you're watching videos. I read something today online that said Instagram's been boring since Tekashi 69 got arrested, because he was so entertaining on his thing. He's like a #1 troll of himself.
Yeah.
And, his content would get insane. All his music sells out. Because he's controversial and he likes to stir the pot, nobody wants like a plain Jane. 50 Cent is always super lively on his Instagram. People love watching his stuff. So you got to be entertaining.
This is actually a very good question. James Massey says in the live feed right now, which fitness personality was a dick to you back in the day? In terms... Yeah, I mean, there were a few. Like I mentioned, Joey Swole and I, we had a problem, but he just blocked me. Like there was no back and forth. He just like banned me, blocked me.
Didn't like
every Shreds athlete.
I was gonna say
Paige Hathaway, Arvin Lal, the Shreds page. They all fucking blocked me. I think I'm unblocked. Does Shreds still even exist anymore?
Yeah, but it's way different now.
Okay. Does Paige Hathaway even exist?
Yeah, she's doing okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Callie Muscle. The only people that actually addressed me by name and like called me out were Callie Muscle and Jerry Ward. I think Jerry Ward said my name. The other ones were like kind of like your vague like pussyfooting around, like beating around the bush. Like I know who you're talking about, but I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to give you any attention or publicity type thing. But definitely Callie Muscle and definitely Jerry Ward. But I think, well, not that I think, I know we've made up with them and we're more than cool with them. If I saw them tomorrow, I'd fucking give them a handshake, give them a hug, and put them in a headlock and give them a noogie. Do people still give noogies?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Okay.
Was Callie Muscle at the one event we went to, that Jack guy, or was that somebody else?
No, that was somebody else. I know who you're talking about, though, which I don't want to give him any attention either. But anyways, I believe James Massey, he brought up this, and I just want to touch on this real quick because we did say for weeks that we're looking forward to seeing everyone at the Arnold 2019, which is coming up in just fucking like 3.5 months from now or 4 months from now, which in the beginning was 10 months away. And I was like, it's a year away. Fuck it, we'll do it. Now we're like 3.5, 4 months away. We're not going to do a booth anymore. And the reason why is because it's
absurdly costly.
The ROI is in the absolute shitter. And I don't mind spending money because I know seeing the bros and broettes is the most important thing, and like hanging out with you guys and taking pictures and talking and bullshitting for a little while. That is the most important thing, why we would do that. But to lose 20 grand to do that, there's other ways to interact and connect with the bros and broettes, which is why I started going live every Monday night on Instagram and calling on a couple of you guys to go live with me, which is why I repeat, we are still going to go to the Arnold, but we're just not going to have a booth. We're kind of going to be nomads like we were last year.
You know what we should do?
What?
Just in case, I mean, you're familiar with the area. I mean, announce like a bar you're going to be at or something. Or maybe if everyone can't get in the bar because they're too young, maybe some other place where you're going to be at a certain time. You want to meet up with people. Just because, listen, people, I'm the one who is in charge of like looking into the financial aspect of it. Because if I didn't yell at Rob and tell him, listen, you can't really waste all that money, he would go because he loves you guys.
Would go.
He loves you guys that much. But I'm the bad guy who has to come in here and say, you cannot spend that amount of money and then see nothing in return.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who do it, but I don't know from a business standpoint, it just doesn't make any sense to do that. When, especially since he's been to Olympia, he's been to London, he still goes. He's going to go to the Arnold, just not have a booth. So it's not like he's, avoiding everyone, but in terms of like your livelihood, he can't spend that. I'm not going to allow that. It's just insane. You can't do it.
Yeah, when you're talking about money, you're talking about 5 figures minimum, and I'm not talking about numbers that start with a 1. You're talking 2, 3, 4, 5, $20,000 to start just to like get in the door, because it's not only are you paying for your booth. You're paying for your banners. You're paying this cost, that fee, this fee.
Everyone getting there.
Hotel rooms. Everyone getting there. Paying a salary, a per day appearance fee. All this shit you're paying, and no one sees that. They just, they go to the Arnold, they pay their $30, and, they get their weekend pass, and they fucking go and they hang out, but they don't see the other side of it. And I'm not complaining about it, because I'm still going to go. I'm going to do exactly what we did last year. Unfortunately, I don't think Ray is going to be able to come with us this year because he has a wedding that same weekend. But we'll see if we can.
We have to try to work it out.
We'll see if we can fly him out, because I think for at least the day that we're going to go, I think Ray would be available, but he's just going to be like 3,500 miles away. We'll try to get him there. But anyways, back to this how this all started type thing. I talked about the videos where we were recording all weekend long and not making any money. Definitely not making any money, but not getting any views. Then the Pokemon Go Fuck Yourself video went viral. And that was 3 years into creating content. So for all of you out there that think you have something, you're a content creator, you're pumping out videos on your Instagram or your YouTube, or you're doing vlogs, or you're doing this, you're doing that, don't ever give up, because it took me 3 fucking years before the first video caught fire.
And it only takes one.
It only fucking takes one. And I am the perfect fucking example for you guys that it only takes one video.
And for other people, this doesn't just go for, creating content. This could be your job. Like maybe you've been a secretary for 3 years and you think you're finally going to get promotion. Just don't become a lazy bum and give up. If you actually like what you're doing and you see like the light at the end of the tunnel, then keep working hard and eventually it'll come out. And for Rob, it took 3 years before it started blowing up, and now he's about 5-6 years in. For other people, maybe it took them 7 years until it finally happened to them, and they did it for 15 years and finally it happened. That's life. Just don't give up if it's something you actually enjoy, because not only did he want to eventually get people to watch it, but he still was happy doing it when there were no views. Because I remember when the Instagram story feature came out, the excitement we used to get when we saw some of these people that were watching the videos was unbelievable. We would stay up all night. I'd go to work dead tired. He'd go to work dead tired, because we stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning scrolling through. Oh my God, one of the Kardashians saw the video. I mean, that's pretty crazy. The people that used to see the video, and then we'd go and tell someone else, and then they'd make fun of us. That's a whole different story. But again, just keep doing what you're doing. If you really enjoy, whether it's work or creating content, whatever it is, playing a sport, who cares? Just keep at it.
Yeah, definitely. You have to keep at it. And unfortunately, people give up. And you know what? I heard a very interesting statistic, that the average podcast like we're doing right now. I know YouTube is watching us live, but
7
most
episodes.
people, 7 episodes is the average lifespan of a podcast. Shit. And
wow.
People give up because they're not seeing the immediate return. People think that they're going to do a podcast, and a couple episodes in, they're going to get brand deals, they're going to fucking make top 200 on iTunes, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. It takes a while, which is why we always stress to you guys, like, the way that you could help us bump up in the ratings is giving us a review. I'd appreciate a 5-star review. I mean, tonight really wasn't a juicy conversation, just because, we were a man short and really not too much happened this week, but I feel like we gave an entertaining fucking podcast, and I'm still not done.
But Rob, tell the people what episode number this is.
This is episode
translate into
35.
Weeks.
35.
So 35. So we've been at this for over a year now.
No.
Almost a year now.
No. What kind of math?
52 weeks.
52 weeks.
And again, we're at episode 30.
Said episode 35.
Exactly.
35 weeks.
Exactly. We're almost at 52 weeks. We're creeping on a year.
It's close.
We're creeping on a year.
God.
Yes.
God damn it.
Do the math.
Listen.
We're only like 6.5 months in.
Listen, the blow up doll told him to say that. But yes, 35 straight weeks of pumping out a podcast, and a lot of you want us to do more. Oh my God, you guys got to do 2-3 a week. There's just like, without guests to like interview, and listen, none of us are professional interviewers. When we have Tank Sinatra, Jamie Flowers, Guy Cisternino, C3 Muscle, Jason Huff, any of our guests that we've ever had on this podcast, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're just like, we want to make them a part of the podcast. Big Brad Wolf was with us. We want to make them just a part of the show. We don't want to interview them. We don't want a Q&A because, I personally don't listen to Q&As because I don't give a fuck. So I just rather hear bros and broettes just talk and bullshit. So
we treat guests the same way you should treat a date when you go out. You're not going to get anything out of your date if you go and you sit down and you have dinner and you just bullshit. You got to give them some drinks, get the truth out of them, and then bullshit with them, and you'll figure out who they really are. That's what we like to do. We don't have some questions on a piece of paper for you. We just want to shoot the shit. Rob's got some Gentleman's Jack. You want to try some of that, loosen up a little bit, and then we'll talk to you and we'll see what you want to talk about. But, that's how we like to do things. There's no real format here. Maybe one day there will be, but the whole purpose of the podcast was never for that.
Yeah. And again, it was another outlet to just give another side of not only myself, but to introduce you guys to the bros that you guys see in the video. Sometimes you're like, hey, who's that guy? Like, oh, that's Vinny Bag of Chips. And, you know, you get to know a little bit about his story, which is cool. And all the bros that are at the table. So, yeah. And that's just, I'm just going to fast forward through a whole bunch of shit and just get to the present day. We're sitting at over 1 million followers on Instagram. Over 200,000 on YouTube, over 650,000 on Facebook. Twitter is creeping up to 40,000. God knows how many on Snapchat. I mean, really, there's no head count on Snapchat, but, you know, anywhere from 15 to 20,000 views per snap. So that's probably the equivalent of 60, 70,000 followers. And you guys, again, I said in the beginning of the show, and I'll say it at the end, you guys are the most loyal followers, fans, bros, friends that are out there on the internet for any of these other social media personalities, because this Black Friday, Cyber Monday just fucking blew me away, and it shows me that you guys really do give a fuck and you want some good shit. So thank you again. Okay, so let's go to the live stream real quick. Let's read a couple comments. Vincente.
1 hour, 15 minutes.
Okay, we're going to close this out soon. But Vincente says, hey, Rob, what happened to going on Logan Paul's podcast? That will happen in January, my man. So stay tuned. I know Logan, I think, is doing 2 or 3 podcasts a week. We're going to be heading out to L.A. I think it's the first or second week in January. Ray Vegas and myself will be there. Possibly Joey Baggado. I think I'm going to talk Joey Bags into making the trip. I don't think he's going to go, but we're going back out to LA. We got a couple stops. We got a couple stops that we're going to make, and it's going to be a good time. And yeah, so anything else you guys want to chime in before we close out this podcast?
Well, a lot of very cool things that we can't talk about yet, but eventually we will, that are coming out in the near future. And again, for anyone listening, whether you listen to this because it inspires you to go to the gym or at least stay in the gym, or get back with your bros who you haven't talked to in a while, or maybe you need some relationship help. You know, we should start having some people DM in or in the live chat relationship advice. Do you remember back in the beginning we would read a couple of the questions and we'd all give our input on relationships?
Yeah.
I think we should get back to that. I really enjoy telling people what they need to do, because a lot of people are very confused, and I assure you, can help you get through your relationship problems.
Yeah, if you guys have any ideas on segments you would possibly like for us to go into, definitely shoot us DMs. Let us know what kind of segments you want to see.
Yeah, we're going to start doing. I'm actually going to create an email address for questions for the podcast that we can read, because I think that's a cool segment. Again, we like to get you guys involved. There's not enough to talk about sitting here bullshitting about ourselves and our weekends and what we did at the gym. So we like to get you guys involved. So I'm going to create an email address. I promise you guys I'll have that next week, and you guys can send in all your questions. And real quick, I just want to read one more thing here from the live stream. Antonio says, best merch man, super hyped when I got it in. So thank you, Antonio. I guess he placed an order sometime around Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And I saw Nino ask me, what happened to the crossover with Catfish Cooley? Catfish and I are still friends. We really don't engage on each other's shit as much as we used to, just because we're both kind of doing our own things right now. But I'm definitely not opposed to doing something with Catfish Cooley. Maybe I'll hit him up later on tonight when we're done with the podcast and just see what's up with him. And but I don't know when I'm ever going to be down in his area, or he's ever up in this area. So it's kind of, it would have to be a trip to make it worth it. We'd probably have to have a couple things lined up, and then, possibly stop by and see the good old Catfish. So, you guys familiar with Catfish Cooley? Ray's looking at me like I got 3 heads.
I am. What are you kidding?
Oh, you know who he is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Catfish Cooley is huge, man. I love the Catfish. Let's read 2 more. We'll go 2 more. Broasis Hoasis series. Okay, Nino, I did film another episode of the Broasis Hoasis. Here is the reason why I didn't post it. I did not post it because if I am going to name a gym a Hoasis, what are people going to want to see? They're going to want to see the hose, right? We can't do that. unless I get everyone's permission, hey, I'm going to feature you in my YouTube video that's called Broasis Hoasis. That right there, they're going to be like, you're not calling me a hoe. You know what I mean? So it's...
I disagree.
You think they just want to be seen? Because Joey has made a really good point. Girls in 2018, between the ages of like probably 18 to like 25, being a hoe is like a compliment, right? Would you say so?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
People
want to be seen.
Girls love to be fucking slutty, bro.
They enjoy being. I don't even know what the term is. I mean, I recently put up a picture of my sister on, what was it, Thanksgiving? And she was in like a friggin' skirt. It was like 20 degrees outside. Everyone else is fully clothed, and she's what? She's probably like 22, 23 years old.
She just wants to look good, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I posted a picture and I said, "Hoes don't get cold" or something like that about my own sister, and that's because her whole generation just thinks differently. They just find it acceptable.
I appreciate you for posting that picture because we've been at each other's DMs on a low.
Oh, that's great. Thanks.
Jesus,
doesn't surprise me. But no, in terms of like of women, yeah, the younger generation really enjoys, like you said, they like the attention, but they sure as shit don't mind being called a hoe. Not from what I can tell online. If you go to any,
I don't know if I agree with the being called a hoe. Who wants to be called a hoe?
Listen, go on. Barstool smoke shows constantly post girls every day. If you go on there, these girls literally like thoroughly enjoy being posted on there. Their girlfriends will be like, "That's my sister, that's my cousin, that's my friend." Like,
that's my hoe.
All it is 50 guys commenting perverted things on there.
I want to fuck you in the ass,
and they love it.
Yeah,
so
I love it. They actually like the comment.
I'm not saying that the younger generation women like want to be like the, you know, you're going to be speaking like demeaning to them. They don't want that, but they are proud of being like sexual and everything else.
Yeah, sexualized maybe is different, but
yeah,
accepting the fact of being called a hoe is a little.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if it's going to get them 50,000 views, 200,000 views, they don't care. Because that generation, that's how it works now. That's why we're sitting here.
Is that why Kanye and Lil Pump made that song?
Exactly. Did you ever go to a club when that song plays?
Just look around at the faces.
Dude, the songs used to be like, all the single ladies, put your hands in the air. And all the girls would put their hands in the air. Now it's that Lil Pump song with Kanye. You're such a fucking hoe. I love it. And all the girls are putting their hand up like, yeah, me.
Fucking love it.
It's a different world now, man.
Yeah. Well, shout out to all the hoes that are listening to this podcast right now and live stream. And yeah, we're going to wrap this thing up, guys. It's been fun. I think we're about at an hour 20 right now. So for that one person that said that an hour and a half podcast could be cut to an hour, we shaved 10 minutes off for you, Guy. How do you like that? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the Pody, for Jackman with the permanent tan, for the blow-up doll, Becky the Beginner, for Joey Bag of Donuts, this is Robert Frank signing out.
Yeah!